Tzu Chi volunteers in Southern Taiwan check on seniors and care recipients after 2 typhoons hit the region. A medical clinic staffed by Syrian doctors has been founded with cooperation between Tzu Chi and the Turkish government. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Duncan DaAi. Thank you for joining us. 2 days after Typhoon Meranti made landfall in Taiwan, the country was hit by the arrival of a second storm, Typhoon Malakas. Afterward, Tzu Chi volunteers in Hualien immediately headed to Xincheng Township to check on solitary seniors and care recipients.
Tzu Chi volunteers arrive at the home of 92-year-old grandmother Ye with some instant noodles for the senior. As the grandmother lives alone, volunteers make sure to visit her regularly, especially after the 2 typhoons that recently hit Taiwan. Next, volunteers head to Xincheng Township to visit solitary seniors and care recipients. This lady, who previously received Tzu Chi's help, donated her filled bamboo bank to volunteers to pass on her love. Also paying the love forward is 86-year-old grandfather Yu, who gave up smoking after 60 years. Instead of spending money on cigarettes, he decided to put the money to good use.
He says he is very moved by the master for caring so much about his community, so he decided to give up smoking and donate $100 to Tzu Chi every month to help others in need.
As the latest typhoon makes its way past Taiwan, what remains is the love of Tzu Chi volunteers.
After the damage caused by Typhoon Meranti in southeastern Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers went to the hard-hit areas to survey the damage. In Pingdong's Hengchun Township, volunteers discovered over 70 households seriously impacted by the typhoon. Let's meet some residents and see how Tzu Chi volunteers are helping out. Entering the house, the wooden siding and ceiling has been ripped apart and scattered by the typhoon. The resident, Mr. Lin, is afraid to stay in the home given its condition.
When the storm picked up, I left quickly. The wind got in and tore the whole place apart.
These old structures had never faced such a strong storm. Mr. Lin is staying with a friend temporarily. The Tzu Chi family all over the world hopes that he can make it through this difficult time.
At the very least, we want to make sure this living environment is safe and secure.
After their initial assessment, Tzu Chi volunteers provide emergency relief grants to Hengchun Township residents. The funds will not only assist with rebuilding homes, but also with day-to-day necessities.
Everything has been soaked. I cleaned up what I could.
On the night of the typhoon, this grandmother was taking care of her husband and her grandchildren. Her son, who is divorced, is in the hospital recovering from a recent surgery. Volunteers are there to ease her worries and lend some warmth and encouragement. These volunteers are extending their hands to help and their love to console these disaster victims, giving encouragement to those who need it in this difficult time. On September 15th, Typhoon Meranti hit Fujian, China after pounding Taiwan. The powerful storm resulted in 18 deaths, 11 missing, and 1.8 million people affected, along with power and water shortages in Xiamen and Quanzhou. On September 16th and 17th, volunteers mobilized to assist typhoon victims, also preparing food to warm their stomachs.
At this temporary shelter in Nan'an, Quanzhou, Tzu Chi volunteers are at work assembling beds and helping typhoon victims settle in. Typhoon Meranti made landfall in Fujian province on September 15th, causing serious damage in 2 major cities, Quanzhou and Xiamen. Another group of Tzu Chi volunteers went to visit farmlands to check on local farmers. Our clothes are all drenched, so are all of our belongings.
我们也不知道有这么大了，因为我在这里13年了，在这里实在从来没有碰到过这么大的。对，
然后就什么都没带，
什么也没带啊，就是人去了。
Farmers live at the mercy of the elements, depending on the heavens for food. with a strong attachment to their land. Today, volunteers prepare hot meals for the residents.
好吃吗？好吃，我都吃2份了，吃2份了，我一个人吃2份。好几天就没吃了。
I haven't had rice in days.
说句实话的，
I must say, everyone enjoyed their meals thoroughly, so did I. I'm very moved by this.
At the food station in Guangkou-Jin, volunteers prepare supper for affected residents amid power and water outage. Volunteers even prepared hot chili to satisfy taste buds. Take your time. If one bowl isn't enough, there's still plenty for a second bowl. Standing together and helping one another, the true nature of humanity is revealed in times of crisis.
In the United States, TIMA has been carrying out free clinics in San Bernardino, California for years. Most residents there are from Central and South America or from Southeast Asia and do not speak English very well, and they lack medical insurance. A free clinic was recently held to help them out.
One day before the free clinic, staff from the Molina Healthcare, medical students, and Tzu Chi volunteers came to assemble the medical equipment.
I've been volunteering with Tzu Chi since I was in high school when my mom first took me to an outreach. We gave out blankets and clothing.
I've been volunteering with Tzu Chi over at all the clinics that they do in Southern California, so I've been volunteering with them for about 5 years.
San Bernardino is 40 minutes by car away from the Tzu Chi Free Clinic Center. Most residents there are from Central and South Americas and Southeast Asia. They are poor and cannot speak English and do not have medical insurance, so they are often helpless when they are sick. In addition to the traditional Chinese medicine, the free clinics also give out glasses to patients.
I enjoyed what I got. I enjoyed getting my new pair of glasses.
It was really great. I was really happy with it. I kind of introduced what I was going through, what kind of pain I was having, and he tried to kind of help me and relieve a little bit of that pain today.
2 professors from the medical college in Honduras came to learn the procedure of the free clinic.
In helping in every single way we can actually do to actually create a bond and to probably create a team up for organization for our country in the near future.
Tzu Chi volunteers have been treating the sick in San Bernardino for years and have also won support from the general public. There is even a flower arrangement class to help the public bring peace to their minds.
In Istanbul's Sultan Gazi city in Turkey, the government is cooperating with Tzu Chi to offer a medical clinic staffed by Syrian physicians and nurses to care for refugee families. After hearing the news, many refugees arrived, and the clinic is seeing more patients than a hospital. Doctors there say they never tire because they are serving their fellow countrymen. They believe in the importance of their mission, especially in a foreign land where they may treat some of their old patients.
وأنا جيت مشان عينية. أنا ساكن بيونس إمرا، تعرفت على المركز عن طريق أصدقائي وجاي على عيادة الأطفال.
جبجي معارف دكتور أسنان.
أنا أتيت إلى هذا المكان من مكان يونس إمرا.
Word of mouth has spread that in Istanbul's Sultan Gazi there's a Tzu Chi free medical clinic with some refugees coming from as far away as Arnavutköy, which is 17 kilometers away. To date, the clinic has already had some 20,000 visits.
Sağlık hizmetini veriyoruz. Ücretsiz.
We offer free doctor services to refugees, but the main reason Tzu Chi opened a clinic here is because the doctors and nurses are all from Syria.
Orada Suriyeli hemşireler çalışacak.
Mohammed is a pediatrician who has been practicing medicine for 30 years. He had his own hospital in Syria and was part of the Syrian Red Crescent Association and was the head of an Aleppo orphanage. But after 5 years of civil war in Syria, even doctors have become refugees.
البلد إلى تركيا إلى اسطنبول
Life in Istanbul was quite hard because a person has left his home for a more expensive place. Such migration is definitely not easy.
وطن غالي فالهجرة شيء يعني ليس سهلا أبدا.
Living in exile didn't mean Muhammad Alaman wanted to give up his mission of saving people, as he came to the Tzu Chi free clinic on a cash for relief program. Sometimes he sees patients every day for nearly 10 hours. Aman is 26 years old. He was 5 years old when he met Muhammad Alaman as a physician. Today he is bringing his 5-month-old son to see the doctor.
I was very surprised to find him here. I later called my father in Syria and told him that I had seen Dr. Mohammed in Istanbul. He said that if this was the same Dr. Mohammed, then we would have nothing to worry about.
I was very surprised that many patients here I had previously treated in Aleppo. Perhaps this is Allah's way of giving me this opportunity to help some of our fellow compatriots.
A reunion in a foreign land leads many parents to finally have peace of mind to entrust their children to a physician.
نعم كان يأتي إلى عندي إلى العيادة يبكي طبعا والله انشهرت بكرم بدك تدخلي الأضواء والأحداث هيصورها مع أبوها بقى يلا روحي بابا سهلا.
Dr. Muhammad Alaman has been a lifelong guardian for Aman's family, helping them grow up in love and care.
Syrians come here to see their own countrymen along with their own doctors, even when they are not sick. They sit over there because they believe there is a family-type atmosphere and there is some spiritual consolation. I hope they can treat this place as their home and not just a hospital.
Living in a foreign land leads these refugees to treat this special clinic like a second home for them, which is quite important considering the difficulty of their lives lived abroad.
The Tzu Chi Free Medical Clinic in Istanbul's Sultan Gazi City is the first such facility staffed by Syrian refugee doctors and nurses. The clinic is on property owned by the Turkish government, and Tzu Chi provides a subsidy of between $500 and $1,500 each month. This allows Syrian medical staff to continue their important role of safeguarding Syria's refugee community.
From sunrise to sunset, a total of 17 hours are spent fasting by Kasab and his family before they prepare for the New Year iftar meal. Kasab is a family medicine physician. With his family of 6, must live in a space that is less than 45 square meters with no ventilation. It's much different from their 270 square meter house on a farm back in Syria.
We may seem happy on the outside and smile and joke, but in the inside, we are all like broken glass. What can we do? Our homeland has been completely destroyed.
Heartbroken over the devastated homeland from which they have fled, there is little they can do to change the situation.
My mother is 80 years old. When I called her, she cried and I cried. We all want peace and to just live with dignity. We just want to live with our family and our parents, as we want a dignified life.
A dignified life is something desired by every Syrian refugee in exile. In March 2016, Kasab began working as a physician at this clinic in Sultan Gazi City.
ومسرور لأني بدأت أرجع إلى عملي نفسه الذي عملته في سوريا وأبدأ بخدمة الناس أشعر أني إنسان يعني من جديد.
صار لي سنتين عم اتعالج، عملت العملية وأخذت الكيماوي.
الحمد لله على سلامتك ما في شيء. الحمد لله على سلامتك.
Every day, this doctor sees more than 100 patients performing 10 hours of work. While Kasab has heart disease, he still smiles when he carries out this work.
For 3 years, I did not work. Because of Tzu Chi's free clinic, thank Allah, I have been able to get back to work. Though I'm a little tired, my heart is happy.
من الداخل أنا مبسوط.
This Tzu Chi free medical clinic in Turkey is the first one that is staffed with Syrian doctors and nurses, with the Turkish government providing the facilities. Tzu Chi provides a salary every month of about $500 to $1,500 to help Syrians look after their fellow countrymen.
أعدتم إلينا الأمل.
We are a displaced group of people, but because of you, we feel like we really reside here. You have also given us dignity and the opportunity to serve our fellow countrymen.
Sahara Frey is the director of the clinic and was himself considered a famous doctor before becoming the first doctor hired by the Tzu Chi clinic.
Tzu Chi is different from other foundations because you are very respectful when making distributions to my fellow countrymen.
Sahara Frey is happily working at Tzu Chi's free clinic but still has some concerns.
This clinic is named the Tzu Chi Free Medical Clinic, which should mean doctors should volunteer their time and not receive payment. But we need a salary so we can survive.
Syria's civil war has displaced many, but finally these physicians whom have been forced to flee are now finding their dignity, respect, and confidence once again, thanks to Tzu Chi.
Tzu Chi's Thailand chapter held a charity sale during the Mid-Autumn Festival selling pineapple cakes, a Taiwanese delicacy. Tzu Chi volunteer Chun Yu Hong learned how to make them in Taiwan. The filling combines both Taiwanese and Thai tastes and is a cross-cultural delicacy.
Tzu Chi volunteer Chun Yu Hong does not like eating cakes nor know how to make them, but she is in charge of selling cakes for charity on the Mid-Autumn Festival.
The pineapple cake is the #1 gift in Taiwan, so I thought that since it was the #1, I would start with it.
In the past, Tzu Chi Thailand chapter made yolk pastries for charity sale. To make pineapple cakes, Chen returned to Taiwan and learned how to make it. She even brought back raw materials and equipment to Thailand. To make the cakes matching Thai people's taste, she combined pineapple sauces from Taiwan and Thailand to make the filling. Her attention to details can be sensed by the volunteers who came to help her.
After I came to help to do all kinds of work, I feel very happy. The volunteers hold charity sales not for making money. It also makes me feel they really give selflessly.
Kamjula is from Samut Prakan province, so she spends over an hour on the bus every day to come make the cakes. Tirachai works in the tourism industry and touched by Tzu Chi volunteers giving, he comes every year for the charity sale.
The products Tzu Chi makes are the best gifts because the volunteers make them with attention. They don't make them for profit.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Thailand use the cakes to form good affinities with local people and to ease their homesickness.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Jiangsu, China visit poor students regularly to see how they are doing. During the Mid-Autumn Festival, they made a visit to give gifts for the holidays. When they saw the students smiling, their hearts were smiling too.
As Tzu Chi volunteers in Jiangsu are planning to visit, Yu Fang is waiting anxiously at the door.
After these years, she has stopped hiding from us. She will wait for us at the door. When we are leaving, she will walk us to the door.
Sitting happily in the arms of a volunteer, Yu Fang used to feel inferior because of the deformation of her spinal cord. After the volunteers came visiting her regularly, they started to feel like family. And her grandfather's notebook records the material goods the volunteers are giving to them.
I can't pay back to you, so I can only write down your good deeds. After Yufan grows up, I'll tell her that if she can't pay you back, she must pay back to society.
Meeting also smiles happily when she sees the Tzu Chi volunteers. The scars on her face were caused by virus infections.
She changed a lot in the past 2 years. Her heart has become broadened and she smiles more too.
She happily pulls out coins from the coin banks and counts them with the volunteers. Mainting's sister also wants to save coins in the coin bank.
If you want to have a popsicle, you can think of some children who cannot go to school, and then you don't want to have it. Then you can save the coins in there, okay?
Tzu Chi volunteers can visit them with the gifts for the Mid-Autumn Festival and are also touched by their kindness and beauty.
In Hong Kong, Tzu Chi volunteers from Kowloon have been working with a restaurant owner and hitting the streets to provide homeless people with warm, healthy, vegetarian meals over the holiday weekend. The restaurant is almost packed, but back in the kitchen, the owner, Zheng Yichao, is putting customer orders on hold. Right now, he's preparing a batch of fried noodles that will be distributed to homeless people on the streets of Hong Kong.
With only some fried noodles or some fried rice or some mooncakes that you make yourself, you can help other people and spread some happiness. In the spirit of the Mid-Autumn Festival, when people make visits to their family, these volunteers from Kowloon, who are familiar with the homeless in this area, the visit is just like visiting family. The incredibly high rental prices in Hong Kong make it impossible for everyone to live comfortably in a home of their own. These volunteers are hoping to raise the spirits of those making it on the streets. A street performer from Macau even shows off some of his talents as a way to say thank you. After Tsim Sha Tsui, volunteers head to the Yao Ma Te Bridge area, where they find nearly a dozen homeless. Although the homeless live a tough life with heavy hearts, some homeless people are taking the initiative to lead the way so that others may be helped. He came over and asked a lot of questions. He asked me over and over again. Finally, he decided to join us. He joined us the last time as well.
Despite the wind and rain, volunteers are spreading warmth and love to raise the spirits of those who might be down during the holidays. Through acts of compassion, volunteers are making the streets of Hong Kong a little less lonely. In Chile, Tzu Chi volunteers donated used computers from the country's UN office to the Iglesia Chacabuco Church, located in southern Chile.
Tzu Chi volunteers came to Iglesia Chacabuco Church in southern Chile to donate used computers, so local people can be in touch with the rest of the world.
These computers used to belong to the United Nations office in Chile. In the past, they sold these used computers to business people, though later, when supporting Tzu Chi's recycling work, they decided to donate the computers to us. With help from these kind people, these computers can be used again. Besides these used computers, we also donated a new printer to the church.
The volunteers also show the attendees something special.
Today's food includes straw mushrooms, bean sprouts, vegetarian meat, cauliflower, red and yellow peppers, black peppers, soy sauce, and salt. I'll heat up the pot and put in some cooking oil.
Tzu Chi volunteers also give a free cooking lesson on site, so the attendees can experience the wonders of vegetarian meals.
At hospitals in Myanmar's Yangon region, Tzu Chi volunteers are spreading love with warm meals made from Tzu Chi's instant rice. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.